So the training will be about business leadership and how to create a sort of roadmap for managers. So it could be for people who are pretty new in the job, so maybe they are in the first or second role as a manager, and they suddenly discover that being a manager and sort of knowing how to do the things right isn't enough, but they also have a team that they want to inspire to come with them to a different space and time and create more and different results. So they want to become a leader but don't really know how. So that could be one group of people who this course is interesting to. And on the other hand, there are people who are very experienced managers and they have tried lots of things in the different years, different leadership styles, different experiences, but come to a point where they sort of want to step back a little bit and reflect on what they have been doing and whether there might be other ways of doing out there, and just take a little bit a break, take a day off and explore the different ways of doing it, and then come out of the course with a sort of roadmap, knowing, okay, when I go back in my business, I'm going to try these 3 things and really implement it, and then see with clarity on where they're going. So that's basically what the course is about. It will be a lot of reflection in the beginning, and then it's more about having a look at what's out there in terms of leadership styles, and then learning about that everything starts with leading the self, so with you. Then when you have got clarity on that and what's included in that, you go another step, which means leading others. It is all about communication, change, relationship building. And then the third step is really leading environments, meaning you lead a whole organization, or you lead a community, or you connect with different types of stakeholders. But having this awareness, it starts with me, you go with the others, and then you go with the environment, and then come out of the course sort of with a clear step-by-step action program, so that you can immediately do at least something. And it's a little bit like one more step on their journey to becoming a better leader.
Ingrid, what do you think is the problem with leadership in Australia right now? I mean, where is it lacking the most?
First of all, my feeling is that similar to the whole discussion in sustainability and social responsibility, it starts with the environment. Then they think about any behavioral issues that they have with other people, but very few people or leaders doubt what they do for themselves. So they're not really going to that place to explore whatever's in them. And very often they're also trained by all the well-known management schools to think more with their left brain than actually trusting whatever your right brain comes up, or even your heart. And then getting this sense of how everything is interconnected. There are only a few people out there who really play on that. There's a lot of lip service that the people start to talk about it, but very few really get it. And I think the only way of practicing it is really you just go out and try it. But before you can even do that, there has to be at least a level of awareness that it is interconnected and what's out there. And sort of some parts of the course are all about creating this awareness level, and then maybe when you have got the bigger picture, to say, okay, for me at this point in time, I'm jumping in this area, or I'm choosing this point, and that's where I'm going next. And then, but still you have the roadmap and the whole map in your mind. So the next time you come back to it, you say, okay, I've tried this, so maybe this time I use this. Or in your business, you interact with other people and you suddenly realize, oh, maybe this person I always have trouble with, they come from this point, so maybe we can meet on common ground that is different. So it's all about this awareness creation, and that hasn't happened enough in Australia so far.
So I was just going to ask, you were talking about the fact that a lot of leaders and managers in Australia don't really have that self-awareness and how important it is. Mm-hmm. Can you give us an example of perhaps a manager who's actually dived into that first step a little bit more and how it's actually played out with their team, or any specific examples of how it could benefit them understanding more about themselves, or even your own personal experience in that?
I have a client where the leadership team decided to really explore much more about what they are about, what are their passions, what are their inner drives, and what's really motivating them. And the interesting thing was, so they all worked with me on one-on-one basis, and then when they came back into the business, they changed around things. And one person in the beginning was sort of about to leave the business because he said, I really always wanted to do this and I can't see how I can bring that to the business at the moment. And then after we had done this exploration and created a different level of awareness, he suddenly realized, actually I can bring one of my passions to my work. And then his boss reported back to me saying, yeah, I really see that he's so motivated now and he's taking the whole business and the whole leadership from a totally different perspective, just by shifting his perspective on the things. So that's one way I've seen it.
It's a great example.
What type of people would benefit most?
I think everyone who faces frustration in the current business, meaning you have the feeling that in leadership or in your business something isn't really going right, or relationships are faltering, or the communication is a bit challenging, and then to explore a different way of tackling that could be good for the people in the business.